Welcome to our Tuesday comic show. This is the show where we review the new stuff that has come out this week, and you can even buy it if you want, because we can hold these aside for you. We can ship all over the country, or if you're local, we can put it right in your box. So let's get started.
A lot of big, awesome books out today that we had the pleasure to be some of the first people probably in the country to get to read. So I'm going to start with Rorschach. I actually was able to read this 3 weeks ago as a retailer. They gave us an advanced copy, and I have to say I was really blown away by it. I didn't know what to expect. Tom King doing Rorschach. Sometimes his work can be very heady.
Yes.
I would call it. This starts out. It's a murder mystery. It's a spoiler-free show. I can't say who is murdered, but just let me say there's a pretty jaw-dropping part right off the bat. I mean, first like 2 pages, it's like, wow, I can't believe that happened. And then by the end, there's a huge surprise. It's a little bit of a procedural, but not at all dry. I thought the first issue was really, really good. The art was awesome. It's a mystery. It's a big old mystery, and I'm hooked. I can't wait to read issue 2. So I'm happy to report that. I'm such a big Watchmen fan. I hate when they take that material and don't do good things with it. Lately they've been doing some good stuff with it. Here is the B cover by Jay Lee. And I would almost call this a spoiler cover. It doesn't say anything to say that. I mean, they didn't call it a spoiler cover, but read the book and then take a look at that cover and give it some thought.
Well, it's about Rorschach's about to go to the beach for the summer. And he's got to bulk up.
That's right.
To impress the ladies.
He's sick of the he kicks the sand in his face and takes his girl.
Okay, so I got to read what's probably one of the other biggest books of the week. This is Dark Knight's Death Metal #4, which has this really cool cover that's super hard to get on screen because it's so reflective.
This is my favorite cover.
Yes, this cover's great. So yeah, I mean, of course, if you've been reading Dark Knight's Death Metal, the world has been changed in the image of the Batman Who Laughs, who is now going by the Darkest Knight, who's this weird phantom version of Batman that's just made of black smoke and evil.
And much more powerful.
He Dragon Ball Z level. And yeah, if you read the Multiverse's End, the Speed Metal, all of those that took place right before this picks up where those left off. I don't think you had to have read those to really get what's going on, but it definitely helps to know, like, when all the heroes get back together and they're all real tired, you know why they're real tired.
I read that Speed Metal issue, and it made me feel tired by the end of it.
Yeah, my legs were sore. So yeah, this picks up there, and without spoiling, because that's the word, it's pretty big what happens at the end of this. There's some game changers for sure. So I don't want to spoil it because I could very easily, because it would be very interesting to talk about what it all means. But yeah, definitely want to check out Dark Knight's Death Metal #4, and it's got some variant covers also. So we have, who I guess is not a spoiler to say because I think he's been in the previous ones. Superboy Prime makes a pretty big play in this one.
Yeah, everybody's been waiting for his return. So
yeah, and for the few people who actually understand what he is and who he is, it's still exciting because he's one of the evilest villains. Then we have the art germ, John Stewart, which is cool to see him. He usually does female characters on the covers, but to see one of the best Green Lanterns done in his style.
So many good covers on this one.
Yeah, and then we have
the main cover though, just him licking the button, and it's frowning. The button does not like to be licked.
Here we go. And then we have this awesome one, which is the Darkseid in his ultimate form, like he was the victor in Final Crisis. And he also makes an appearance in this. And
All right.
We got one more.
one
The
more.
incentive
Oh,
one.
the incentives.
Yeah, these are not in order. We only have so many of them.
So this is the 1 in 25, and they've been doing these really cool covers with all of the superheroes in a metal band. And this is Wally West playing the drums, and it is only $20. It's really cool, and if you have the previous one, you got to complete the band. You gotta have the drummer.
We have a few people who have been completing everything.
Yeah.
I know one person also that's been buying, because we have some that we sent off for grading, and they're gonna have them all graded, the whole death metal band.
All right. So up next, new out this week. We'll get to 3 Jokers here, but we have Dynamite. So this is Dynamite's major event of all. It is a 5-part miniseries where many characters from the Dynamite universe, I guess, have all come together to battle a threat together. So we have Peter Cannon, we have Red Sonja and Vampirella, of course, we have John Carter of Mars, and a very, very surprising person on the very last page. So I'm not going to spoil that, but this issue is very much a setup issue. We're getting all the characters here who are involved, all the ones I just listed. So if you're not familiar with them, they definitely give you good insight to it. And they also have a 100-year-old John Carter, sort of, I think is like the grounding person to this series. It's not all heroes.
Makes sense because he's a human and stuff. Yeah.
Right. So this series has a ton of variants with it. So this is the A.
You could they probably weigh a ton if you put them all together.
That's the A cover if you want that one. This is the beautiful, and these are all cover price here, Peach Momoko, Red Sonja, and Vampirella covers. So if you get one, you're going to want both, but these are the really nice, pretty Peach Momoko covers. Then we have a slightly not safe for work Sudam cover, and I know this is very interesting too. A lot of
crawling out of the grave trying to find her pants.
her face, she's a skull, but the skin stayed on in other places. Another just cover price variant.
That's the Batman Homage cover.
Oh, cool. Yeah. How did I not notice that? Then we're going to get to some incentives, all right?
There's a lot, so.
Let's do this. Okay. This is the 1 in 25 Momoko sketch variant.
I like that one.
Yeah,
a
that
lot.
one's neat. They made it look sort of like it's leather, like it's made out of leather. It's probably hard to see on the camera.
Right. Then we have the 1 in 20.
Ooh, those next two go together.
Okay, I'll put them together. 1 in 20 zombie Red Sonja. And
Her eyes kind of popping out. It doesn't seem like she's quite a zombie. She's like maybe about to turn into one.
here's this. Gonna get this. Try to get this close for you guys. Red Sonja, and then Momoko zombie Vampirella.
We only have one of most of these two.
So
this is sort of first come, first
That's a
served.
really good price. That's only $8
Yep.
for the 1 in 20
Mhm.
zombified.
So $16 and you can have the
Momoko.
set.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'll leave that up
And
there for a second.
zombified vampire. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
No, it's a dead undead
Yeah.
walking.
Alright. There's
Dead
so
square.
many of these two. Just keep it on the Momoko. 45 for only $10 grayscale variant.
And that's of
Of
the
that
zombie
one.
version, isn't it?
Yep. So just $2 more for that one. And then the 1 in 20 Sudam for $8. Once again, 1 in 20 for that one.
The black and white version.
Back in my version of the one I showed earlier.
I like this next one.
Do not adjust your
Looking at
screens.
this?
Yeah.
Okay, this is for $8. This is the 1 in 13, our green screen. Okay, there we go. It's called the gangrene variant because
Ew.
it's green. It's a little bit dark on the screen. It's a lot more like emerald green in real life. So it's just $8. And then we have the 1 in 50 black and white Pareto variant for just $20. And More Momoko. Okay. Vampirella. 1 in 20. Oh, this is actually Vampirella
Yep,
14.
That's from Vampirella's latest.
Okay, so this
Number
is just
14.
the Momoko for $8. Vampirella 14.
Yeah.
So I just threw a lot of stuff at you guys. Go back and look at it. And check out Dynamite. 5-part
Alright,
series, good
so-
for Halloween.
Dynamite. Is
Good news. It's my turn, and I'm going to go over We Live, and it only has the main cover. There is no variant to this at all.
Yes.
So that's it. So this is a new book from Aftershock by the Miranda brothers. I don't know if I'm familiar with their work before, but I have to say this book is fantastic. I think it's one of the best indie books I've read in a while.
Wow.
So it takes place in a post-apocalyptic world. Let me show the cover. So it looks like it's going to be sort of cutesy, except for the large chainsaw over the head. It is not. The reason it looks cutesy is because a lot of the characters are kids. Basically, it is set in our world in the far future, and our planet is dying, and some aliens respond to our distress message, and they say, look, your world's going to die, we can't wait for you, but if you round up so many kids, we'll take them away. And so basically, this is a story of a few of the kids trying to get to this point where the aliens are going to be, but it's very dangerous to travel in the world at this point. Like there are these crazy plant zombie creatures. It's definitely, it feels like a very well fleshed out world that you only get bits of. It sort of like reminds me of when I first saw Star Wars. I was like, what's that creature and what's that thing?
Kind of get dropped into the middle of this established world.
Yeah, and even though kids are a lot of the characters, they aren't all the characters, it's pretty severe. Without ruining it too much, like there's a death pretty early on to show you that this world has consequences. So I think this comic was really good. I got to also read this one a little ahead of time, and I knew it was cool, so we worked up on it. The last thing in this I didn't know, because the copies we get to read early are digital.
Yeah,
The
this
cover
was cool.
has a gatefold, and it folds out. I mean, think of how much work and care were put into this book by some people I haven't heard of yet, but maybe I'll hear more about them to create something like that. I mean, that impressed me. They
Yeah.
didn't say it was going to be like that. We had no idea to know until it was in our hands. So that's my review of We Live #1.
Awesome. Now I got to check out Amazing Spider-Man number 50. But wait, didn't issue 850 just come out? Yes, but that was also issue 49. Now we have the landmark issue 50. And this one actually is a big deal. I was kind of wondering, since we did have such a big blowout with issue 850, how 50 was going to be, is it just going to continue just a little story? No, huge stuff happens in this issue. So the character that has been teased pretty much this entire run, Kindred, identity is finally revealed.
A revelation.
Which is a huge deal. I mean, that's something you thought would have happened in the big, giant, oversized 850. This one is a little bit bigger. It's $5.99, but not too much bigger than a regular issue. But yeah, actually huge stuff happens in this with Spider-Man. The people surrounding Spider-Man, like the Spider family, makes an appearance if you know kind of what they've been up to, why they've kind of teamed up together. And yeah, the last page kind of revelation is a big deal, I think, for the Spider-Man mythos going forward. And that's going to shake up some characters' relationships and how they deal with this. So, really, really good issue. I've really enjoyed this series so far. We have a bunch of variants for it because, of course, it is issue 50. How could you miss the chance? So we have the Art Adams, or is that a Bradshaw? That is the Art Adams variant cover.
Very traditional Spider-Man jumping in your face.
Yes. This one, which I really love, is the Ortega cover, as it says in the top, co-starring Silk.
We had a lot of pre-orders for that one, so those are delivered to you. If you watch our Friday show,
Yes.
then you would have seen all these already.
Then, because Marvel has been doing the Spooky Month, it is is the Spider-Man the Vampire Hunter cover.
Yeah,
So
that
kind of
one's really
dark,
cool.
but really cool.
I would love to read that story.
I know,
they need to go ahead and just slate that as an actual story.
we have Spider-Man Noir, now we need Spider-Man the Vampire Hunter.
I mean, with his agility, he'd be wielding 2 swords. He'd probably have swords in his feet, like spinning around and stuff.
Then we have the really cool Green Goblin, who does play a major part in this issue.
Yeah, we had quite a bit of pre-orders of that one too.
And then we have, let's see, which another character that does appear in this issue, Doctor Strange, with Kindred up there. And this one also, this is the Bagley cover, has that they are the 1 in 50 variant covers. So those are just $25. And then we have the big boy.
Yeah, here's the big one.
Did you get the regular?
Yeah, so I grabbed all the timeless covers, which I'm going to show off later, but I'll show the side by side with Andy. We do have the Alex Timeless Amazing Spider-Man 50.
The Alex Ross sketch variant.
Let's fight.
Flip.
The sketch has the power of 100 comics, though. Because
that is
it's
true.
A 1 in 100.
It is a 1 in 100, and it is $60.
We
And
only have one of those.
Yeah,
so
but guess what? You're
first come,
60.
first serve.
I'm only $5.99. Ha ha ha.
But I'm monochromatic. Anyways, thanks for having fun with us. Yep, that's that one for that one.
Okay.
What do you have, Megan?
Amazing Spider-Man 50. Awesome. Okay. What's next? Since it's been up here, I will talk about 3 Jokers. This is number 1. But it's the second print variant. It's super cool that they did a whole new cover for this with something very relevant to the first issue. And here we have the Joker with a little shark puppet hand, it looks like. Yes. Going on right there. So that's the second
I love that
print
cover. That's so cool.
of number 1. I know a lot of people are trying to get all the covers for this series, and I don't think there's going to be a ton of other reprints like with Thor and Venom, so I think you're pretty safe if you want to start down this rabbit hole, but this is the second print for number 1.
And, you know, of course, number 1, you have the Joker shark in there. You know, first
Exactly.
appearance of the Joker shark. And so it just made sense.
It's a nice little
yeah,
touch.
for them to...
And that cover's really weird because it's like, yeah, it's a hand puppet. Why does it look so real?
Why does it look
Yeah.
so alive,
Looks
also?
super real.
Yeah, it's got
That's
like...
probably
Where is
is.
Joker's hand?
That's what the gills are for.
Okay, so Marvel has done a Warhammer. I think that was pretty cool. It's called Marnius Calgar. I have not read this. However, I have read about it. It's written by Kieran Gillen. Kieran Gillen's done a lot of work on many, many different awesome comics. He's a very good writer, and the fact of the matter is he's a big Warhammer fan. I read that in an interview. He was really happy to get to do the comic. So you people who like 40K or you want to know about that grim, dark universe, here's your chance to get into it. That is the A cover. It does have 2 variants. It has the Dunbar Color It Yourself variant. That's what he called it.
And it's on really thick paper too, so you can definitely go
You can
all
actually
wild.
color it, yeah.
Color that in. Send us a picture
Watercolors. And then here is the Gist variant. And these are all just cover price. Just lately, he did the Wraith variant that everybody really liked a lot. And here he did a different one as well. The Just 1 in 25 variant. We only have one of these. Just $20.
Cool. Nice. So, I did also get to read this one. Commanders in Crisis. This is a new book from Image, Steve Orlando. And I remember us talking about this on the Friday show. So this is a superhero universe, much like a DC Marvel universe, after a big crisis event. It even has an introduction in the beginning by Dan DiDio, which I thought was funny, who was a former editor-in-chief at DC, kind of talking about what a crisis means in comics, where it's nothing will ever be the same. This takes place after that, where all of these superheroes' universes got destroyed, and they all got flung into this, what I guess is just our world or just a kind of an Earth Prime. And they're basically like, we're not going to let that happen to this Earth. We are going to learn from our mistakes and our previous ones and defend this one the best we can. On top of that, there's been a murder of a character that they're trying to figure out. And it's revealed why these superheroes, who are really cool, like there's one character whose superpower is they can make up words. And it sounds really dumb, but it's like they can make up a sickness or a disease. It's a long string of words, and then the person gets that.
Yikes.
Or whatever. So it's a little Zatanna. There's like a super surgeon. There's a character who I really like, whose powers are he's as strong as a crowd will like cheer him on for. Like as strong as the crowd believes he can be, he has that amount of strength.
The power of faith of your fellow man.
Yes. So it's a really cool story about kind of, yes, it's superheroes you don't know, but you kind of feel like you know them because you've read comics and what these characters now are going to do about this kind of post-crisis scenario. And it had some really cool variant covers too. So we have the Mirka and Dolfo cover. Now, after reading it, I know who these people are. They're on the cover.
That kind of reminds me of the Ms. Marvel Peach Momoko cover from
Yes.
the other week. You know, where it's the strips of the champions' faces.
So this is the character that can, I believe, words. And then we have, I'll save the blank cover for last because I know people can't wait for that.
Favorite.
This is the Lupacchio variant. Then we have, of course, the Peach Momoko cover.
Getting
So
a lot of work lately.
It seems like they wanted one cover for each character.
Yes, that's what it seems like. So this is,
That's the dude you cheer on.
yes, his name is something that refers to that. So yeah, there's him.
He-
People around him are really cheering him on to lift that car.
Crowd pleaser.
It's something like that. And then here is the Sejic cover, and that character in the middle is kind of our viewpoint into the story. Everything kind of narrated by her. And then you have the, of course, the blank sketch variant.
Draw your own superhero on it, folks.
Yeah, you can make up your own.
Join the team. Put yourself on it.
Okay, and then we have some incentive variants. So we have the Virgin and Dolfo cover, so there's no text on it. And that is a 1 in 10 for only $8. And then we have, of course, the Peach Momoko Virgin variant cover, which is really, really nice. And that one is only $25.
The coloring of that reminds me a little bit of Frizzen. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Those tones and everything
Yeah.
are really, really nice.
Okay.
So what you got?
I got the newest batch of cookies. No, it is the timeless variants. So, let's show them off. Probably our most pre-ordered one this week was, like I said, the Alex Ross Spider-Man.
He looks like he's waiting for somebody to pet his head. Like, I'm a good spider.
He is a spider. And then we have the Phoenix variant.
That's nice. The intensity.
Would like look so much better in person than you can really like study her face and everything. Really, really nice.
This is for Hellions number 5. This is part 6 of X of Swords. If you're following that. This is Black Panther Timeless variant. Hopefully that's showing up on the screen. Or Avengers number 37. There you go. I'll just put these side by side. And yeah, once again, if you guys want any of these, just send us a message. We will gladly hook you up. Here is the Falcon variant for Captain America number 24. Here is the Look and Buff Colossus
so.
variant.
Other than steel skin, buffness is kind of his other
And
thing.
really, guys,
And the accent.
the camera does not do justice to these covers. The colors are vibrant in person. And then lastly,
Speaking of vibrancy,
lastly, these were a couple that have actually already came out, but we sold out of them really quickly. We got a restock in. So if you missed out on these, we do have more now. This is, of course, the Ghost Rider and the Thing variants. So I believe this is for Avengers 36, and this is for Fantastic Four 24, I think. So if you missed these, we have them back again.
Who would win in a fight? Let us know.
Earth and Fire.
the Spirit of Vengeance would look into the eyes of Ben Grimm and just see that he's a nice guy.
He's just a nice guy.
I know. I mean, he lets kids beat him. He lets the Yancey Street Gang win, for God's sake. So I read the latest Darth Vader, issue number 6. The reason that I'm bringing it up is there's a first appearance in it. So I know some people want to know about things of that nature. It is this sort of Sith assassin. And I would say it's a cameo appearance. It's one of those, oh, it's the last page. Here's a new character. Tune in next time. The read was great. I mean, I don't really have to sell the Vader books. They're so good. Anyone who wants good Star Wars reading is already on it. But I wanted to let people know that that is out with a new character. Here is the variant for that. I'll also mention Captain Marvel 22, I believe, is out. And there's supposed to be a new character in that as well. I don't have one on hand, but we do have it in stock. Yeah. Is that it?
I think that's it.
All right, cool.
That's not it. There is more stuff out this week. This is just what we thought was the highlights for this week. This comic time period that we are in for Tuesday and Wednesday New Comic Day. If you're local, we are open 12 to 7 every day, and you can come buy your DC books right now. You can come get Rorschach #1 and read it before all your friends.
I know how I want to tune out this time. Let's put all the Alex Ross things in front of us, because it looks like you're being protected by Spider-Man and Phoenix. I need some protectors.
There's some
Thank you.
thread.
Yours is
Because I'll tell you, these
too.
Alex Ross timeless variants, it's all going to end here in another couple weeks, and we are going to miss them.
Yeah. So we need to get a photo off, right?
We gotta celebrate while we can.
These are our friends.
Yep.
We made these friends over the past 6 years of being open. Like I said, we should look scared like there's some threat off in the background and they're like protecting us. Yeah. All right.
Well, thank you all for tuning in. Please watch our other show, Comics from the Future, every Friday at 5:30, where we talk about upcoming comics and we give you the chance to order them ahead of time. It is the comic show for smart people. So that's every Friday at 5:30, and then every Sunday we do a Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. sale of older comics.
Yes.
So
it's a lot of fun.
Sunday fun day.
All right, well, that is us here at Infinity Flux. We're going to go ahead and
close out the day.
Yep, close out the day. Now that we've read all these books and showed them all.
Close in time.
Come on by, get some good comics, read them, and let us know what you think.
See you next time.